All right, today I thought I'd talk a little bit about what's going on with cryptocurrency, with the markets, with Bitcoin versus Ethereum and all of the altcoins and all that stuff, because a lot of you guys have been asking me questions wanting to know, should you get into the market right now? Should you sell? So I figured I'd just make a video outlining what my strategy is, what I'm doing, and my thoughts on this. If you guys are just joining me for the first time, though, I'm John from BulldogMindset.com. On this channel, I teach you how to be a man. I teach you how to build financial independence, how to get the physique you want, how to get the girls you want, how to go from the victim mindset to the Bulldog mindset. Click that subscribe button to join us here. Also, if you haven't taken the Bulldog quiz, it's up here in the cards. It's just 10 questions. It will tell you what your Bulldog score is from 0 to 100. All right, so what we're talking about here is what I think about the markets, right? If you're watching this video about the time it comes out, it'll be about a week delay. Bitcoin has gone up, Ethereum has gone up, Ethereum really has gone up quite a bit, or Ether has gone up. And you might be wondering, if you missed out, especially Dogecoin, right, that skyrocketed. So you might be wondering, what should you be doing? Should you be buying? If you did already buy, should you be selling and taking the profits? So before we get into any of that, okay, which I will address here, and I'll tell you what my strategy is, I want to tell you why you shouldn't be even involved in these markets at all if you are a small time player, if you don't have a lot of money, right? Because I get this a lot. I do a lot of coaching for guys, and I help guys to build businesses and make a lot of money. A lot of my coaching clients have become very successful. I've quit their jobs, right? I've helped them to build businesses, to invest in real estate. I don't know how many properties I've helped people buy over the years, but it's a lot. It's probably over 50 of them, maybe more than that. And I've helped them build businesses, right? One of my coaching clients is making $200,000 a month in his business, okay? And that's not a lie. It's insane. It's crazy. There's some luck involved, of course, but I'm telling you this so that you know that it's not advice that is not well thought out, and it's because I have a strategy, right? When I'm coaching guys and trying to help them to get themselves to the financial goals that they want, all right, what I look at is I look at the whole picture, and there's certain strategies that apply at different stages, and you can't waste your time, okay? You can't waste your time, you can't waste your resources. That's the key. And so getting back to the whole cryptocurrency thing, okay? I have a lot of guys that I coach, like I said, that maybe they have like $5,000 or $10,000, and they're like, okay, should I invest in crypto, and what should I invest in? And my answer is always no. You should not invest that in crypto. You shouldn't even invest that in real estate. Really, if you don't have $20,000 or $30,000, you shouldn't be investing in anything besides yourself, okay? And the reason for this is really simple, and I know a lot of you guys don't understand it because you don't really understand what real money is, okay? You think $100,000 is a lot of money. You think $1 million is a lot of money. That's not a lot of money, all right? Now, granted, for the average person, $1 million is a lot of money, but if you want to really become financially independent and to have true passive income and to have true financial freedom, $1 million doesn't buy you much. It really doesn't. It's not enough. You need $3 million. That's really the key, the goal, okay? Or more than that. So with that said, let's talk about what happens if you invest $10,000. Let's just put it for instance here. And let's say that you invest $10,000 into Bitcoin or Ethereum, some kind of cryptocurrency, okay? And let's say that at this stage in the game, unless it's some kind of weird altcoin, if you got a 10x return on that in the next, let's say, couple years, that would be insane. That would be great. That's swinging for the fences. It's totally possible. In fact, I expect that it's likely that Bitcoin or Ether will 10x in value in the next couple of years, maybe more so. But let's say that you do hit that goal, that it does 10x, okay? So you put 10K in and you manage to hold on to it the whole time while it's 10xing. So the 10x's, and now you have 100K, all right? So you made a 90K profit. Now, that might seem like a lot of money, but it's not life-changing money in any way. All right, 90K more is not going to do anything for you. Not really. I mean, sure, maybe you could use that money to invest or to buy something, but you're not going to become financially independent. You're not going to become financially free. Okay, it's not really even going to change your quality or standard of life. Okay, now $1 million would, for sure. Okay, but what the reason why I'm pointing this out is because what's going to happen, what's going to cost you during that time is opportunity cost. Okay. If you invest that 10K, and especially with I see a lot of young guys doing today, is that they have everything riding in crypto. Okay. And they believe that that's going to make them rich. And so they're not trying to do other things. It sort of ruins it for you. Okay. And it's sort of like when you go and you play blackjack at the casino and you play $5 hands. Okay. And then you start up in the stakes, and then pretty soon you're playing $50 hands, and maybe you get up to $100 hands. You can't go back to playing $5. It doesn't feel, you don't get the same adrenaline rush. You don't get the same feeling. I do the same thing whenever I jump on slot machines, which isn't very often. And then somehow I end up, betting max on the slot machine. I can't go back to betting the little amount, because when you win, it doesn't feel as good because it's not as much, right? So it's the same thing here, right? So let's say that you're investing in crypto, you put this money in there, and maybe you've done it already. It's fine if you haven't, but listen to this advice, because it's going to be very important for you, which is that, so you put in the 10K, and maybe you've been watching for the last couple of months and it doubled, or, maybe you bought Ether, all right, and you got it at around $1,500, and now it's like $3,500. So you've more than doubled on that. And so you're getting over 100% return on your money. All right. So now if you look at something that's actually a feasible investment, that's a real investment, not a speculative move, it's going to seem dull. If I say, hey, you can invest in this real estate and make 15 to 20% returns, you're going to say that's silly. It's not worth it. You're not going to do the things that are boring, okay, or like starting a business, right? Why should I start a YouTube channel? Why should I make videos? Why should I, invest in creating a business and spending all this time when I could just put my money into Ether and just have it double in a couple of months? Okay. It's going to make that stuff seem boring, and you're going to be watching the crypto markets all day long, right? Sweating it out, and they're going to go up and down. So you're going to have an emotional roller coaster you're going to go through, and it's going to make it harder for you to actually be productive in life. And so that's my main argument against it. Again, I don't know if I've stated it very clearly in some of the other videos, but I want you to understand that, one, even in your best case scenarios, when you have a small amount of money, it's not going to be life-changing money. Okay. Now, if you can invest 100K, okay, and you can afford to lose 100K because you could lose it, then you could 10x it and make $1 million. Yeah, that's different, right? That's kind of more of the scenario that I'm in when I invested in crypto, and I've seen those kind of returns, and that's good. But I was also willing to let that 100K just disappear and be fine, okay, with it. So if you're investing small money, you can never make a lot of money from a little bit of money, right? That's why, what I try to teach you guys on this channel is how to actually improve yourself, your financial resources, your ability to make money, because that's going to be the most valuable skill that you have as a man in society today, is your ability to make money. All right. It's not, how investing in something and getting lucky. All right. It's not that. All right. And if you're relying on that, even if you are successful at it, at some point it's going to dry up. At some point you're going to need more money. You're not going to become ridiculously rich from it. And then what's going to happen? What if that opportunity disappears? Okay. Because at some point you have to think about this. The volatility in the crypto markets is going to subside, and they're going to become stable. And then you're not going to see those kind of returns. Okay. You're not going to see the swings that happen. And that's where people end up making money. Now, of course, there's always opportunities to invest and things like that, but that's being a sophisticated investor, and that's a job. Okay. But what I'm saying is that when those opportunities dry up, if you do not have the skills, if you've invested all your time following stupid crypto markets and playing around and watching videos on YouTube about crypto, instead of actually busting your ass and building a business, or instead of actually busting your ass and investing in real estate and learning solid fundamental investment principles, you're going to piss away years of your life, and you're not going to have anything to show for it except for maybe some money if you got lucky. Okay. And I know that seems like that's a good goal, but that's not. It's not all about money. Life is not about money. Money does not solve all your problems. You still need to become a person, a man of value. You can have all the money in the world, and you're still going to have self-confidence issues. You're still not going to be able to talk to girls. You're still not going to feel good about yourself. You're still not going to feel like a man, right? I've got a video where I talk about the 3 greatest fears or insecurities of men. All right. In fact, you can check it out. I think I've got it in the Bulldog Mindset membership. There might be a video on the channel too. But by the way, if you haven't already joined the Bulldog Mindset membership, it's $7 for the first month. I'm going to probably take that special away at some point here. The prices are going to go up once I get a chance to raise the prices. We just raised them in January. But the membership is a group of men that are on their mission to improve themselves. I have a ton of financial advice in there. I have a way of becoming retired that I call the well that never runs dry, which builds true wealth. Most people don't know how to build true wealth. it's something that I use. That's how I built up my wealth to become financially independent. But go check it out, $7 for the first month. Even if you just sign up for a month, I mean, you're probably going to stay on. Most people do, but go check it out if you haven't already. All right. Now let's talk about where I think things are going. Actually, before I do, I want to wrap that up by just saying that So two things, right? Two reasons, again, why if you don't have a lot of money, I don't suggest putting money into crypto. Okay. Even if you could 10x your return, or get a 10x return. All right. The one reason is because if you don't have enough money, you're not going to make life-changing money. Even if you hit a home run, it's still not going to be life-changing money. All right. It's really not. Okay. Unless you put enough money in. All right. If you're playing with 10K, 20K, not going to matter. 100K, it's a little bit different. All right. That's okay. So that's number one. And number two is, like I said, is that it's going to prevent you, it's going to distract you from doing the real hard work, because that is going to feel good. Getting those kind of returns, the dopamine rush they're going to have of the markets going up and down, and watching your crypto investments is going to be a lot more appealing than doing the hard work of building a business and doing the solid things that you need to do, the business fundamentals to actually grow. And again, join the Bulldog Mindset membership, learn how to build a business, learn how to actually become a man that is able to build true wealth for himself, not someone who just gets lucky on the crypto. And again, like I said, I'm invested in crypto. So now we'll get to the part where I talk about what do I think is going on with the markets and what should you do if you are in the market and whatnot. So, I'm in it for the long haul. I believe that Bitcoin and Ethereum or Ether will continue to rise. All right. I think there's likely to be some kind of crash. That's fine. I don't care. Okay. I only care about the long term. I'm looking at 5-10 years down the road. Right. That's my plan with it. And so I don't really care what happens in the mid-term. All right. It's clear to me that digital currency is here to stay, that it is the clear winner as far as monetary systems, and that it will continue to grow. I think there's no doubt in my mind at this point. You can look at things like stock to flow ratios. I've got a good book I recommend. It's called The Bitcoin Standard that one of my coaching clients actually turned me on to, which convinced me to buy some Bitcoin. It sort of explains this model, and that's the reason why I believe that it's a good speculation for the future, because of the potential of it being a good hard money source. Right now, it's not because of the volatility, but everything is there for crypto to generally be that. Plus all of the technology, the banking systems, I believe this is going to overturn and decentralize everything, because we're living in a society now where decentralization is more important than ever. Okay. You basically have two choices. There's two roads we can go as a society in general. One road is complete control. Okay. And we've seen what happens, complete censorship, right? There's the ability to cancel people like never before. This is all things that are happening now. And so what that leads to is a conformity where you either toe the line, and you have literally 1984, where there is a group think where you have to do the prescribed thing and think the prescribed thing and behave the prescribed way, or you are financially cut off, right? You don't have the ability to make money. You don't have the ability to operate and live in the society. All right. Or we go the other way, where everything is distributed and there's no centralized authorities, and therefore there's the maximum amount of freedom because no one can control things, and you can't stop people from using their money or trading, or there's not that ability to control at the top level. All right. And I believe we're going to go down the second road, because the first road we've already gone down so far, that people are awakening and seeing how bad this is, and it's driving the adoption of this technology as more and more people realize that they don't want to be controlled. Because what happens with a central control system is that at first you're using it to vanquish your enemies, to put a hurt on your enemies, and then you become the enemy, because at some point someone else takes control, or something that you are saying or doing doesn't align with the general principles, or they change, and then you become the enemy. And then after that happens, that's when you basically decide that you no longer like centralized control. All right, so I see that as the future. Okay, so but here's what I'm looking at. I don't ever really plan on selling my cryptocurrency holdings, and I'll tell you why. I don't want the tax event of that. All right. And I also see it as a great store of value that will continue to grow. And so my intention is to keep I don't like to sell anything, right? So even it's the same strategy I have with real estate, right? So with real estate, and again, I've got a lot of content in the Bulldog Mindset membership on real estate investing and how this whole thing works, but I'll give you the basics of it, which is that I buy a bunch of real estate. I hold on to that real estate. I never sell that real estate, except for maybe I would do a 1031 exchange, which is to exchange the real estate. That's, it's a tax deferred exchange, but I'm taking depreciation on that. So my tax basis is lowering in the real estate. So essentially, if I were to sell real estate and realize the profits, I would have to pay taxes. Well, I don't want to pay taxes because taxes is the biggest expense that you'll ever have in your life. Okay. And so I want to reduce the tax burden. So instead, I just rent out the real estate. I just hold the real estate, swap it, and continue to collect the revenue from that. And then I could borrow against it if I need to, right? But that's the whole thing, is creating streams of income, of wealth, true wealth. Again, the well that never runs dry. You can check it out in the Bulldog Mindset membership below. But it's the same thing with cryptocurrency. So with cryptocurrency right now, at least on Ethereum, you have the ability to stake, and you have DeFi, decentralized finance, where you can earn yields off of just holding the currency by basically tying it up in a contract, staking it. There's a few different ways you can do that. And so you can get percentage, you can get 10% return on your money. And that is just the same thing as like having real estate that's a cash flow source, or dividend yielding stocks, or bonds, or anything like that. So it becomes a cash stream. And you can even do the same thing with Bitcoin now, or it's becoming more commonplace with Thorchain, and there's going to be other competitors to that as well that are going to allow you to do that. So right now I'm not really staking things because with it going up so much, it doesn't seem like it's necessary. But I'll probably look into that and eventually do that. But with the amount that things are climbing, it's kind of negligible, the amount that you would get from staking or the yield, at least in my mind, for the effort. But eventually that will change. And so that's the plan, is to never sell, to just continue to hold, and then to earn interest off of the cryptocurrency, and then to use that as a cash stream where you'd pay the taxes on it when you sell that portion of it, but it's only what you're earning. So that's what I would recommend, for you guys too. If you're holding it, if you've done well, like I have in the market, and you're trying to say, well, I don't want to, what if it crashes? I would hold on to the long term. And then if you want to make income streams out of it, then do DeFi, right? Look into it. You look into yield farming and things like that, and just be happy with a stable, reasonable return. And if you're willing to do that, you can keep that exposure to the upside of the cryptocurrency, and you can hold it for the long term, right? You could hold it for the rest of your life and continue to generate revenue streams off of it. There's also potential of trading it for other things. I'm not going to go into that. There's some questionable tax complications with doing that, but I can see that as a possibility as well. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's what I have to say about this. And like I said, I understand some of you guys that have problems with my stance in this, but don't be a fanboy. Don't be a fanboy of anything. If you're getting upset by the videos I'm making, which are solid financial advice from someone who is a self-made multimillionaire, consider that the reason why you're getting triggered by that is because you want to take this shortcut. And I get it. I totally get it. I mean, if you have this religious belief in crypto, and you're making money, and you're like, this is the way, and this guy's an idiot, and what's the whole okay boomer, it's fine. Go ahead. You go ahead and okay boomer me. That's fine. That's cool. But just realize that I'm sitting here with wealth streams that I've built up, that I have businesses that I've built, and that if we went to zero, if you lost everything and I lost everything, I'd be a millionaire again in a year. Okay, would you? You got to ask yourself that question, because it's not just about making money in the short term. It's about building the ability to make money, to be actually a successful entrepreneur. And that's not an easy path. You're not going to just get that, without any work. You're going to have to put in the effort. And believe me, I'm not a genius. I've made plenty of mistakes in my life, financial mistakes. I learn from those things, and I teach you guys from those things. And so, there's just not a shortcut in life. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. I totally get it. But think about it. Think about what is wise and what's smart, and what is solid, fundamentals. Again, it's sort of like Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett, he's a famous investor, and his investment strategy is to look for solid fundamentals. He doesn't look to time markets. He doesn't look to, take advantage of short-term opportunities. He just says, look, if I put my money into a company that has solid fundamentals in the long run, I will be profitable and make money in that. And he's become one of the most successful investors of all time just based on that. Not saying you can't time markets, not saying you can't use skill to do those things, but just realize that's a job, that's work. If you're talking about investing is passive. Investing is something that you don't actively manage and do. Trading is a different thing. So, all right, that is it. Let me know what you guys think about this.